Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Legend of Dragoon. And last time we had campfire time. This time we will have random battles. No, we're not going to have too many random battles. However, we're going to have snow slides. Well, if you see up in the top there, we can actually move on if we head up that way. However, if you fall down the left side, you're going to have an option to hit some buttons. Hit the first one, skip that one, hit the third one, hit the fourth one. If you do that, you will hit the magic shield chest. Now, the other one I'll be able to get as well. However, I'm going to have to climb up, and I'll actually show climbing up ones because there's some treasure chests that are actually on the path up. If you press the button again, he lands on his feet instead of landing on his ass. Okay, this only makes sense in a video game world where all characters disappear into your main character while walking. Just because Dart fell does not mean you would all fall. What are you all playing Ring Around the Rosie? You're all holding hands, skipping along? It just doesn't make any sense. It's funny though, so whatever, I guess. Ancient characters of the Winglies. Oh boy, more Wingly related stuff. Meru? What? Too hard to read. What, can't you read your own writing? Some human characters. Oh, there's a language Congo can actually read for once. Go figure. I was bad at classics. That's Dart's way of saying that he's none too bright. Somebody forgot to study Latin in school. Then again, neither did I. Do they still teach? Well, I know they do still teach some Latin, but it must be a very specialized course at this point, a specialized program, because Latin is becoming less and less useful, even in, intellectual circles. It's just, at least as far as I'm aware. Maybe I'm just completely out of touch. Like I was with my story on Faust last time. God, that was bad. Let's ignore that. The Cursed Land where the decline of Winglies began. Nobody is allowed to touch the door. The Judge Nomos of the Court of Xenabatos. I'm assuming that's how you pronounce that. One of the most prosperous cities. One of the most yeah, that was right, okay. Having issues with pronunciations lately. Don't know why. There should be Fort Magrad. Or Magrad, whatever the hell it is. Anyway, it's a fort. Felweb is up there. So yeah, we're going the wrong way. But there is actually something interesting to do there. Can I talk to this again? I think it just repeats. Yeah, it just repeats. Okay, no more of that. So let's go up here and maybe we'll run into some new enemies and we can pick up a couple of chests along the way. Unfortunately, that means seeing the scene for quite a while. And here we have a new enemy. Mr. Bone! Yeah, that's a pretty bad name for an enemy. Anyway, these guys are not particularly interesting. And I pressed the wrong button. That's not very helpful. Yeah, these guys don't have any special abilities. They're very much like the enemies on the Ghost ship, the Phantom ship there. They throw their bones at you, and on top of that, the only interesting thing they do is they can heal themselves, just like the ones in the boat did. So, I guess that's something. Not particularly interesting, though. Wow, I really hope Miranda learns her final, or gets her last Dragoon level. That one's a little easier to time, where the counter happened on that attack. Unfortunately, Rose is going to do a little less damage against these guys because she's Darkness Elemental and so are they. Now, I'm gonna one-shot you. Good. I wanted Miranda to get one more attack in. Ah, look at that. She can actually kill something. Nope. No final Dragoon level yet. Oh well. The boss is approaching rather quickly. There's a Burning Wave, which is a fire elemental. I think it hits all enemies. Not particularly useful. And a Gushing Magma we've seen dozens of times before. And we have another new enemy, Windy Weasel. At least I think that's what these guys are called. They can use some magical attacks. I think they can only appear alongside other enemies. I don't think they appear by themselves. Yeah, Windy Weasel. Aw, come on. Well, they don't have very much HP either. Yeah, let's just take this. Or we won't take this guy out. We'll just miss. Yeah, there's not a lot to a lot of the random battles in this area, or rather this game. There's, you know, a few things you need to watch out for, mainly status effects, or, you know, make sure they're not allowed to use magical attacks on you, so don't leave them, you know, at half HP for too long, kind of. So yeah, there's not a whole lot of strategy when it comes to... Did I get it? Oh, come on! I'm so bad at her the counters on her final edition. Absolutely horrible. Oh well, I guess. Stop throwing things at Miranda. Jesus Christ, she's gonna need healing. Yes, she's gonna need healing. Stop ganging up on her. Okay. Finish off that one, and we can move on. Did I learn it? Aw, come on. I have no idea how far away from learning it I am. I'm just really hoping. It'll save me having to do some button mashing. And that's pretty much the only reason why I want to learn it. Anyway, if the only way you're going to get the item that I did, the magic shield there, which I haven't shown off, is to fall to the, well, technically this, in the guide I've looked at anyway, it's referred to as the left side, or the, you know, the upper part, you know, this way of the sign. You have to press it on the first little icon that appears, skip the second one, and hit the button on the third one and the fourth one. If you fall down this side, however, now you have to press the button in order to go down, so you can't do it by accident. But this time you skip the first one, hit the second one, skip the third one, hit the fourth one. And for doing this, we get a dancer's ring, which we've already, well, we haven't seen, but I've talked about because it can be a rare drop. I should have let him fall on his ass to show you. Ah, well. Anyway, let's take a look at our list here. Scroll down to the bottom. Magic Shield nullifies magical attacks for 3 turns. However, like the physical shield, whatever it was called earlier in the game, this only targets one of your characters. Now, some people I've heard like this item a reasonable amount. They think it's pretty good. I find it could be useful, but I'm far too lazy to go into, you know, excessive testing to find the ideal use for it. So I'm not going to use it. I'm going to stick to my power-ups and my speed-ups and my speed-downs, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Look at all the extra items I have that I don't need. I'll be throwing them away eventually. As far as the... No. Wrong button. As far as the dancer's ring goes, let's see if we can find it here. There we go. 20 more agility. Yeah. It can be useful, I guess, if you're going for like an ultimate speed build, but usually there are much better uses for your accessory slot on most characters than, especially the females, the girls. They, for whatever reason, you know, they're all fast. So this really isn't all that useful. You're much better off, you know, giving them HP boosting gear, or HP recovery gear, or magic increasing gear. Bleh, if I can speak. So yeah. Okay, now that we've done that, this is a side quest. We do not have to do this. You can skip this if you want. Some would recommend it because the boss here is a son of a bitch. Or at least he can be if you don't cheat your way through it. I'll give you one guess at what you think I'm gonna do. We don't have any business here. Let's give Meru a break. Look at her, she's having fun. Dancing up and down like a child. Throwing snowballs at Dart. Awesome. Dart's sitting there like, okay, sure. Fort Magrad. Oh, another Wingley ruin. Oh, it's a human ruin. Well, that's different. We haven't seen very many of them. This is where Diaz declared war against the Wingleys. Wow, he had a lot of soldiers, and only 7 Dragoons. You heard about it. Yeah, we know better, and we call bullshit. And Meru's out of breath from dancing around on the spot for like 20 seconds. Now, that would probably be me too, so I probably shouldn't criticize her too much. Anyway, let's see if we can find, what do we got? One new enemy. Hey, look at that! Go figure, I didn't have to edit out any battles so far. Here we have Wild Man. Wild Man is... I missed. Wait a minute, I'm not supposed to miss. Yeah, Wild Man, not particularly interesting for the most part. However, he does have a 2%, like with most equipment, 2% chance to drop the Giganto Ring. He can also use some magical attacks, which I'm not particularly worried about. But that Giganto Ring, if I recall correctly, and I could be mistaken, I think it gives 30 strength. I think it's the physical equivalent of the magical ring, which is pretty much useless. Well, it's not useless, but I'd rather have an attack badge, which gives 20 points to physical attack and 20 to magical attack. I find that's better, for me anyway. But, you know, your mileage may vary. You'll be able to buy it in the next town if you're interested. I'm just going to do a little bit of guarding here, even though these characters don't need it. More for Miranda. Stop attacking the one character that needs to heal. Thank you! Just a couple more guards. I'll guard more completely in another battle, so... That one is a son of a bitch, and I almost had it. That is the hardest counter, I think, in the game to avoid. Now, here's his magical attacks. Considering he's Thunder Elemental, it doesn't surprise anyone too much that he uses Thunder-based attacks. And his magic stat is balls, so, yeah. But yeah, he, that counter, oh my god, crap. The timing on that counter is just, wow. It's so difficult because it usually changes partway through that, I don't know, that rotation of the button. You know, if you just press the last one, it goes blue for, you know, a quarter of the time, and then it switches partway through, which makes it really difficult. Well, that was a normal level up, not a Dragoon level up. Damn! I'm not gonna get it, am I? Ah, well, whatever. Ah, here we get a Midnight Terror, which is kind of useless. Here, we have a very old grave. I'm not sure if that has any significance. I don't think so. Yes! I got it! Yes! She doesn't have enough MP to cast it! No! I got it just in the nick of time before the boss fight. Oh, wait a minute. Is it 100 MP? Or is it, Oh, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? It's 80 MP! I can cast it! Yes! This is gonna be cool. I wanted to show this off. You can use attack items in place of her final edition, or her final Dragoon spell, but her final Dragoon spell, oh boy, is it good. It's pretty much her only saving grace, and it does make her actually useful at the end of the game. It's the only thing that makes her useful at the end of the game. There is one item she gets that could have made her useful at the end of the game. However, I'll get into it when we get there, but you just get it too late. What we desire is freedom, or give us death. Yes, we get the reference. Gloriano, that's one name that hasn't really popped up so far. We'll get into that a little more later. Pass judgment on the past of the Winglies. I am Diaz. He's not really sounding like Jesus, is he? Yeah, you said that already. You said that already, too. No, just a little nostalgia. It's been a while since I've been here, you know. 10,000 years, 11,000 years, give or take. I don't know. We don't need to stay here any longer. But we're going to go in for the kill anyway, because I haven't fought a boss yet. Stunning Hammer! Yeah, I haven't showed off Midnight Terror either, have I? Let's take a look at those items. They're basic, cuddly garbage. Stunning Hammer is not a weapon for Meru. It is actually a crappy item that stuns enemies. It's garbage, completely useless. Frightens minor enemies. Again, completely useless. I don't know why we're getting these here, but we are, so. Alright, and a Poison Needle. That poisons enemies. Again, what's with the status effects items here? The Poison Needle actually does serve a purpose later, and I will talk about that later. It's one of the special enemies I won't be killing. But, yeah, I'm just going to fight this battle here off screen, make sure I'm healed up, and get ready for the boss. Alright, so I'm back. I'm actually not going to tackle the boss today. I just realized how long the video was getting, so we're going to make a save file, and I figure with the last little bit of the video, let's just go over my setup for the upcoming boss. Well, we can take a look at additions, though they won't be important for this fight. I've already kind of given away my strategy with my excitement over finally learning the spell that I wanted to for Miranda there, so yeah, I'll be using that. You could also use those other items that I was keeping. Where are they? The Dancing Ray and the Spectral Flash. Those two will be very, very helpful for this fight. I highly recommend Miranda for this fight, regardless of whether you have the, you know, learned her final spell or not. Let's go back and take a look at some more of these. Still working on Demon's Dance. Everyone's pretty much standard at this point. Unfortunately, yeah, Kongal's going to take a while to finish off his. Oddly enough, Meru will probably be halfway down her fourth one by the time I finish with Kongal, so she'll work her way back into the party in a little bit here. But first, you know, once we're done with this area, I think I'm going to move Kongal and Hashel back in, just because I need to get them working on additions for a bit. But as far as setup for this boss, therapy rings, probably not the most useful, but pretty much anything to increase magic defense would be nice. Legend casks, if you have them and you're not, you know, opposed to using them like I am, you know, you could use those. Talismans can be useful in this fight because the boss can use instant death, so you may want to use some of those. What else? A Dragon Shield, that could be useful as well. There are some physical attacks that are pretty powerful. Physical rings, therapy rings, depending on your strategy, you know, will be quite helpful. Rose has the Dragon Helm, therapy ring. The important one is Miranda. Magical Hat, Dancer Shoes for more speed, and Magical Ring. Giving her a total magic stat of 211. It's going to be very useful for the upcoming boss fight. And so yeah, that pretty much does it for my setup going into this fight. So that's all for this episode of Let's Play Legend of Dragoon. Next time, boss fight!